Hello, everybody. Just for an update, we are in the lobby. Our opponents just sent a message on NECC, and they said they're on their way. So, as long as they're here in the next 5 minutes, we will have a full best-of-7 series. In just a moment, we will return once they are here. All right. Hello, everybody. We are here with some Rocket League action. We have our JV team today playing against Stevenson University, who just showed up, just communicated with us like less than a minute ago. We were starting to sit here and kind of just wait the timer out for a forfeit because we didn't know if they were going to be here or not. But they're here, and all we want to do is play. So it's exactly what we're here and able to do now. Earlier, about an hour ago, 30 minutes ago maybe, the CSGO team had their first ever stream on broadcast, which is exciting. But I am definitely not a CSGO caster by any stretch of the imagination. Nice pinch off of the back wall by our boy Mountain, Nate Homan. Connor trying to get the ball center for his teammate. Hits the corner and does not have much boost to his name anymore. Cody hits the ball off of the ceiling. And now Stevenson with a big offensive push. That was a great scoring opportunity, but nobody confident enough to leave that back position and take a shot at the net. But the upfield pass is able to make it through the defense. Don't know if that was on purpose, but it was effective. It worked for him. Stevenson with the first goal in this best-of-7 series. All three of Stevenson's members are here. Mountain has plenty of time, but no boost. Mountain putting it center. Gives it off to Connor, who's going to take it up the wall. That's a big touch towards the net. No boost in that member of Stevenson, and that's just in. Game 1. Tied up. Kickoff is in favor of Seton Hill in a very large way. Back pass comes out from Cody Achilles. It's going around the backboard towards the center of the goal, and the slightest touch puts the ball back into the center. Mountain puts it under two, around one, underneath another, and finds the second goal for Seton Hill in the series. Just puts it behind one member and directly underneath his teammate. He's going to be really excited about that one. Very narrowly does not get it underneath the bar, but now Mountain following up on his teammate's touch. Secures the third goal and gives Seton Hill a 2-goal lead in this opening game. Big touch downfield from Cody off of the kickoff. Mountain puts it back into the center. Connor's there and just gets it in behind another. They're just not letting up on the goal scoring, and I am here for it. Ooh. Gentleman's demo comes out. It's not really much of a gentleman's demo if only one person gets demoed, right? Mountain, not a lot of boost, but I think he's got the situation under control for the most part. He grabs his back left corner boost, and the challenge does not come out. All three members from Seton Hill are in the same spot here, facing the same direction. Is not usually the greatest spot to be in. Connor, off the back wall, flips to get another touch on it, but one of the members of Stevenson is here to collect it. Big touch downfield from Cody. It's going to meet the opposing team's backboard. Bit of a bumper touch, just like a back bumper. From Mountain to Connor, then Connor back to Mountain, and Mountain finds the gap. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Ooh, very close to slapping that one in. Cody tries to get the ball off of the backboard. It is brought straight back to it, but it is handled well by his teammates. Very nice touch. Puts it into the left side after the ball is crossed into the center by Stevenson off of the top of Mountain's car there. Ooh, nice save coming from Connor there. Big touchdown field. Cody's going to be able to take this one with ease, even though he doesn't have a lot of boost, but the two teammates that are next to him do. And they're trying to just carry out this offensive blitz. Mountain going to put this one back out to the side. Connor going to take over. It's going to meet the corner, bounce back into the center, and again, Mountain finds the spot. The Brazil comes through. Minute left. Ooh, the ball gets past Mountain. Side flip keeps Cody from hitting this one. Connor having to deal with it, but is not able to grab any boost because of his responsibility with the ball. All of that, and he's still making forward progress. Mountain takes over for a short amount of time. Cody's going to have to play the ball forward straight into the Stevenson defensive line. And now it's just looking like a bit of kickball, volleyball, whatever you want to call it, but it's just changing sides back to back. And Mountain finds another while Stevenson scramble. They're just desperate to get a touch on the ball to put it out of danger, but everywhere seems to be danger at the moment. Connor reads it almost flawlessly, and he's almost going to stack another one up there. Mountain is up, and he gets another. Are we going to reach double digits in this one? No way. This is what happens when you send 3 people on kickoff. Or don't send anybody back towards your net. If you have somebody following, you always have to have somebody turning back towards the net because of situations like that. But this is, I don't know if this is one of the first times I've seen double digits in a regular season match. No way. No way. Okay. They kill it. All right. Gonna do some housekeeping. We're subbing somebody out. Post-match screenshots. Got this one for the JV team. Nice. All right. We're on to the next one. We are guaranteed at least 4 games, but who knows? Maybe Stevenson will figure it out and turn it on at some point. Oh no, I'm all tied up. All right. We're right into the next one. Sorry, I was looking away. And the moment I come back, they have found, again, the first goal of the game, but that didn't really keep anybody from scoring in the last game. So, Mountain with a lot of speed, able to reclaim his boost in that corner. Flick over one. He still has possession of the ball. Flick over another, not going to quite be strong enough to make it past somebody else, but Jacob is here. Touch goes in. It's in the center. I don't know if anybody is there behind it to do anything with it, but Oath's Domain puts the ball on target. Connor's going to be here, plays it deep downfield. Jacob's in the air, going to beat any member from Stevenson there. Mountain out, puts it back off the backboard into the middle. Connor's in the air. He puts it on target. Nobody there to save it, and it goes in. He's really just a 1-2-3 all off the backboard, setting up for the shot. Nobody really making an attempt at any of those touches onto the backboard. Just lets us set up the play for free. 2 members of Seton Hill there. Ball's bouncing in towards the middle. Mountain almost pancakes it onto the backboard. Connor there, puts it on target. One of the members from Stevenson are there, but the ball isn't moving very quickly. It's a lot of twirl and not a lot of movement. Mountain, I believe he gets there for the 50, sends it all the way back to our defensive corner. Now all 3 members of Stevenson are in the vicinity. They are not very spaced out. Jacob jumps up to try to get the challenge. However, there are 2 of them there. Mountain gets the boost steal. Ball's still in this corner. Mountain doesn't get the read that he thought was coming. Off the corner. Mountain off the side, but not nearly as strong as he thought it was going to be. Oath's Domain gets the side boost, looking to challenge this ball, but it bounces out instead of rolling up. Off the backboard, and now that's just going to find net. Nobody covering back post from Stevenson. Ooh, it's still making offensive progress for Stevenson, and that's going to be another one. Almost 2 full minutes in, and 2 goals scored by each team. And the physical play for one of the members of Stevenson to pull somebody out of that play entirely made all the difference. Connor gets the ball up, and that's just going to be an off of kickoff. And now, they made me eat my words, it is now 5 goals in the first 2 minutes, within the first 2 minutes. King Julian. He's up. It goes all the way to the opposing corner where we didn't have anybody. Miss comes through, shot comes through, and they find another. They're sneaking it in. Kickoff goes decent for both teams pretty much. Connor following this in the air, gets the boost from their side, going to put it back down towards Mountain. And a 50 keeps it from traveling downfield too quickly. Jacob just stops the ball on the wall. Connor puts the ball into the middle with a fake, and that's just in. He found the corner. That member of Stevenson really thought that touch was coming through, and whenever it didn't, it really left his teammates out to dry. Touch goes into Stevenson territory. They're going to be the first ones to make it there after the kickoff. Mountain driving backwards. Lands on one of the members of Stevenson. Whiff comes in from J-Wags. Ball is still not quite in yet. And it's just going to slowly skirt the goal line and find its way in. This is an extremely high-scoring game. Big touch downfield. Mountain's on it. Boost steal comes in from J-Wags. It's going to stop them or hold them up a little bit on the backside of the goal. Jacob coming in does not quite get the challenge. He goes over it as they don't jump. They just kind of collect it on the ground. The ball is still headed towards the net. Connor puts it out to the side. Mountain looking at it on the ground, gets the challenge, and some bumps coming through, keeping King Julian from doing what he wants to with the ball. 50 comes through. It's on the Seton Hill backboard, and they get the aerial. They reclaim the lead, which is their first one since, like 3 seconds in the game? Nine total goals scored in this game. I mean, last game, I suppose there were 11 scored in total. But this one is way more even. Bump comes through, puts a lot more power on that ball than Jacob expected to be able to put. Big touchdown field. J-Wags has to hit this one or else that was going to find Seton Hill net. Almost gets around the defender here. J-Wags going to track this one down. It's going high and nobody was in the air, so that wasn't really dangerous. This one was too high as well to be shot. Mountain goes for a 50, and the ball is pushed off to the side. It's coming back towards the middle. Mountain has the boost to do something with this. Misses the ball. Connor now tries to put it over King Julian, but Mountain puts it back into the middle of the field. Big touch from Jacob all the way to the backboard, and now his teammates are having to deal with the ball defensively without very much boost to their name. Now Mountain has the ball. It is touched towards the net. Registers as a shot. And Seton Hill have to find an equalizer to keep this lead in the series. They don't have a lot of boost. That one's bouncing out middle. Jacob making sure that that one does not get into any more of a threatening place. This is looking promising. No bump comes through. It's touchdown. Big touchdown field. Going to continue offensive progress for Stevenson. And this might be a tie game unless they get it up. And this one goes to Stevenson. This is now a best of 5. Swap. You and Jacob. Boo-doo. All right, we've got a best of 5 on our hands. All right. Tape. Here we go. Connor got bumped. Ball's on the side. Putting it into the center, off the post. Tries to play the smart way. He gets the touch off of the wall. Now he's stuck in the goal. His teammates have boost and are able to do something about it. He thought about trying to get the boost steal there. And Cody up looking for the pass that he thought was coming from Mountain. And the deep pass is caught off the backboard. Yeah. Read it off the backboard. And Stevenson are warming up into the series. Connor looking for a 50, but there's no such luck. He gets beat to the ball. Mountain gathered the boost. Fakes one, but the physical play is going to come out as he ends up just right behind him. Backflip into a bump. Touch from Mountain. That's centered. And then the big clear from the defense of Stevenson. Second one there. Cody takes it off to the side. It's going to go clear across the field and be gathered by... I couldn't really tell who that was. I think it was Connor. That's centered, but it's popped over Cody. Off the sidewall. Flick and a bump gets it over Connor. And now they're taking it into their own territory. Not a lot of boost. He stealth grabs that big canister in the corner. Mountain still has not gathered this boost. He picks it up now, and a big touch downfield puts it straight into the waiting arms of the defending members of Stevenson. This is the least amount of goals in this long of a time span this series so far. Every other game has just been action-packed with goals left and right. Speaking of which, Cody shows up when he's needed. Ball's just bouncing out in front after Mountain puts it in the center. And Cody knows what must be done. Nice boost get from Connor. He gets it over one. And we have Cody here again. Giving Seton Hill the lead in game 3. Trying to reclaim the lead they had in the series. Nobody able to make it back. Nobody turning back towards net. I don't know why I can't turn my camera. But I do believe Mountain turned upfield instead of back towards his goal. Connor trying to do something to challenge this ball. Cody gets one. He could get another. Bump, big bump, big bump. He's off. Off the backboard. It's bouncing in the middle. Mountain. He had the angle, but there was still a member of Stevenson protecting his net. This is just barely bouncing off of the backboard, and it's going to roll out middle for Connor. He could look for a center here, but I don't know who would be there to shoot it. Cody, big touch off the backboard. Mountain trying to find something there, but two defenders from Stevenson are there, and just beautiful control to scoop the ball and avoid the final defender from Stevenson. Very nice composure to get that done there. Minute 45. Ooh, deep, deep, deep into Seton Hill territory. Can't get another boom with that one, but he just takes it all the way. This is the first 2-goal lead by any team since game 1. Not quite the touch he wanted, I believe. And he's going to get beat by King Julian. That's put back into the center for Oath's domain. We'll just call him Oaths. 2 members of Stevenson turn on this ball. 2 members of Stevenson don't have any boost. Connor has boost, and King Julian is not able to grab that one either. Mountain with a touch, keeps it on the side, but the Seton Hill boys are still struggling for boost. The steal there is not going to help their case in this department at all. Fake comes through. Mountain almost finds the slot to give them this 3-goal lead instead of this 2-goal lead. But all 3 members of the Seton Hill team are so close together. Now they're having to do a boostless defense of their backboard. All 3 members of Stevenson have a significant chunk of boost in the tank. And Seton Hill just doing whatever they can to get the ball moving in a positive direction for them, burning as much clock as possible. Mountain gets a favorable 50, putting it downfield. Cody looking for bumps and ball at the same time. Just ticking down this clock more and more. Off the sidewall. Gets a beat there. Putting it into the corner. 7 seconds left to get 2 goals. This is looking like Seton Hill is taking game 3. It's putting back in the center, but nobody's going to be there. Seton Hill take the lead again in the series. Swap again. Yep. Yes. All right, here we go. Game 4. I believe everybody's in. What is happening? There we go. Does he have a reset? I don't think so. 2 members of this Seton Hill squad, too close together in that scenario, and what a tragic series of events. It was just unlucky. It was a good demo play, though. Beat comes through from Stevenson. Mountain off of the side. Off the backboard. Popped into the air. Sitting on his teammate. Trying to defend it from the backboard with 12 boost. And Jacob comes from the side to clear this ball out for his 2 teammates. Challenge comes through. Not a lot of boost. Mountain has the most on the squad. Jacob's going to put this one into the center, hopefully. Oh, what a slight touch to find the net with that one. Big kickoff. Goes very deep into Stevenson territory. How many touches was that off of the backboard? The ball's still in their defensive third. Connor's up. There's the slightest whiff while he's trying to look for the center. That's in the corner. Mountain doing what he can. That's free. If he can get there, it's free. But now he's being swarmed. The The touch was the perfect strength to make it to the net before anybody else could get there and give Seton Hill the lead in game 4. That was a very good kickoff from Stevenson. I don't know if it was a mistake from the SHU boys. But the equalizer comes through. Not even a minute and a half through, and we have 4 goals on the board. Ball bounced back into the center, very close. The 1-2-3 from the Seton Hill squad. And Mountain, after missing that save earlier, just from a side flip. I mean, I was watching pro players, I don't know, 2-3 days ago. They were doing it as well, so it happens to everybody. But that goal there is more than redeeming. Washed up in the air. Is challenged by one of the defenders from Seton Hill. Mountain playing it slow. Gets a second person from Stevenson to bite and challenges him. Jacob not quite able to get this ball around King Julian. Mountain tries to get it over another. Connor is responsible for this ball. Jacob now off the ceiling. He puts it into the corner. Manages to get it past that one. And Oaths is able to just scoop this ball up and take it to the side just for it to be cleared all the way to the other side. Demo comes through from Jacob. Mountain trying to do something with this ball, looking for the double tap on his opponent's backboard. Touch into the air. Big touch downfield from Connor. That is on target. However, the Stevenson defense is able to keep pace with it and clear it off to the side. Mountain puts it back into the center. And now, with boost, his 2 teammates are going to be able to decide what they want to do with this ball. Off the backboard again, pretty hard this time. Connor, first person on the ball, but he's not going to be able to turn in time. Mountain takes over for him. Mountain again, puts it back towards Connor. It's in the middle, bounces off the ceiling, rolling down, but it's past the net. Nice touch, off the backboard again. Nothing else going to come from this. It's bouncing into the center. Mountain just narrowly doesn't make it there in time before the defender from Stevenson. Big touch downfield, and that's just free in the back of the net, giving them a 2-0 lead with 1:40 left. Series is 2-1. If the score stands, it'll be 3-1, putting Seton Hill on match point. But we still have 1:30 of gameplay to go. Very tempered defense there. And another one gets tacked on. 4 goals from Mountain here. A huge performance. 3 shots from the side of Stevenson and only 1 save on our side. 8 shots from us, 3 saves on their side. So we have definitely been the more offensive team. And well, I mean, we've been the more offensive team. And that's, all right. I mean, he served it up to himself. How many more goals do the boys think they can tack on before the end of this game? How many more goals do you think they'll give up? Not one there, but there is an opportunity. I do think they deserved to be scored on in that scenario. Mountain goes for a 50. It bounces almost straight down the midfield line. Headed towards the backboard. Bounces off. Touch into the center. Mountain fakes it. It's probably the better decision of the things he could have done there. Boost is going to be grabbed up by Stevenson. Demo comes through. Touch to keep the ball over here. All three members of Stevenson are in the same spot. Big touch could possibly put it past two members of Stevenson. It's into the center. Connor probably looking for demos. Mountain playing very safe. He is 4 goals up with 15 seconds left. He does not need to do anything crazy here. And now, off the backboard, puts it into the middle, but it's met by one of the Stevenson players. And this is going to be game 4 going to Seton Hill. The Seton Hill JV boys are now on match point. Same thing. Match point for SHU. Stevenson going to have to win 3 games in a row to pull out this series. No timeouts have been called, so once this timer runs down, we will just be back into the next game. Potentially the final game of this series. And they're good to go. Yes, all 3 members have joined. Okay. Kickoff goes very deep, but it's stuffed back into the side there by Stevenson. Handled well so far, but this ball is just into the middle, and the double tap off of the backboard is the first goal scored by the SHU boys. Again, in potentially the final match, as they are on match point now in this best of 7. Cody, he finds the spot. Nobody goes out to challenge for a 50. Even though I think they had the boost. At least one of them did. They're backwards and they bumped each other. That is very unfortunate. Both of them looking at the same track to drive on. Neither of them calling out like if they're going. Bit crazy of an aerial to go for there. Would have had to use a lot of boost to actually get to that ball, but Oates getting the airplay downfield. Mountain looking to cut it off somewhere in there. That was crazy that he actually ended up getting a piece of the ball there. Bounced out into the center. It's not going to be on, but it is something for Stevenson to worry about. Cody puts the ball off to the side, going to be gathered by Unwashed. Bump comes through, and the ball is hit directly at the ceiling. Mountain. Almost looking like he got a flip reset off of that one, but the third goal coming through, giving Connor his second one of game 5 here. Touch. Save comes through. Off the corner, going to bounce towards Connor. He doesn't have a lot. He doesn't have any boost, actually. And the team pinch comes through. And the manhandling comes through from Stevenson onto Connor. That was panic. That was panic. That was sheer panic. And physicality coming out there. Just members of Stevenson being flung forward by whoever that was, either Mountain or Cody. the bump. Mountain. This ball is touched. I think he got a flip reset off the ceiling. Washed. Trying to get a bump, but ends up just hitting the ball towards his own net. Also trying to gather that back boost, but it's taken up by his teammate. Into the center. Bouncing up. Mountain jumps again. Gets it over one. Then he gets bumped back. Is put into the center for Cody. Cody's there, and it finds it in. And the hat trick comes through for Connor. Almost half of this game gone. And this is kickoff number 5. Mambo number 5. Oh, that is an unfortunate touch from Stevenson. That is also not terrific. I don't know which one was worse. It was about equal. Sorry. It was about equal with how awkward it made it for themselves. But the play ends up coming through from Mountain to put the ball back into the center for Connor to grab his 4th goal of this match. Nice. It was not pretty by any means, but they got there. I do think a higher tier team would have scored on them there. As a reminder, this is the JV team. So these are all future varsity players. Ooh. Bit of adversity coming here. Ball is going to find it. That's the first one for Stevenson in this game. Just let it hit your backboard too many times. Ooh. No bumps coming through. Because one bump there could have been all it needed to reach some mesh. Big touch off the backboard. But it's traveling the wrong way. This one, however, could be a lot more influential. Cody there with the save, though. Mountain puts it off to the side. Connor going to try to get it completely out of danger. Him and Mountain up there trying to make plays together. Cody there. And they're able to get it. And Connor very narrowly does not get that ball past that final defender. Team miscommunication from Stevenson's going to lead them to a very dangerous situation. Connor with plenty of time. Wave dash from one of his opponents right there. And now he's got even more time, but he's going to get beat to this one by one of the members of Stevenson. And this game is all but wrapped up. The flick over another one. And this could be the last couple touches of this series, and it is. And Seton Hill JV go up 2-0 in the season. Boo-doo. All right. Let me make sure I got all my screenshots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. That is the end of this series. We will be back, I believe, on Friday for Overwatch. And the varsity match for this week has been rescheduled. So until Friday, thank you guys for watching. And we will see you next time.